Hi friends, warm welcome to Diaby's new tech video. Today we are releasing a video on the main interview questions that comes in a cellular communication based interview. If you found our videos are useful, please subscribe the channel and share with your friends. Let's start. First question. What is called cell splitting? Cell splitting is the process of subdividing a congested cell into smaller cells, each with its own base station, and result in a reduction of antenna height and transmitted power. Cell splitting increases capacity of a cellular system. The capacity increases due to additional number of channels created per unit area. Second question. What do you mean by frequency reuse? Frequency reuse is the process of using the same radio frequencies on different cells within the same geographical area that are separated by a sufficient distance to cause minimal interference with each other. Frequency reuse allows for a dramatic increase in the number of customers that can be served within a geographical area on a limited amount of radio spectrum. Next question, what do you mean by cell sectoring? Cell sectoring is a way to increase the subscriber capacity. In sectoring, a particular cell is broken down into different sectors. Each sector can be considered as a new cell with its own frequency channel. Sectoring use directional antennas instead of omnidirectional antennas. When 120 degree sectorization is used, one cell that usually covers 360 degrees divided into three 120 degree regions. When 60 degree sectorization is used, one cell that usually covers 360 degrees divided into 6 60 degree regions. Next question, what are the disadvantages of sectoring? First point, large number of antennas at the base station is needed for sectoring. Second point, increase in the number of sectors per cell reduces the trunking efficiency. Third point, sectoring reduces the coverage area for a particular group of channels. Final point, number of handoffs increase. Next question, what do you mean by handoff? When a mobile moves into a different cell while a conversation is in progress, the mobile switching center or the MSC automatically transfers the call to a new channel belonging to the new base station. This process of transferring the channels between two cells is called handoff. Handoff strategies not only involves identifying a new base station but also requires that voice and control signals be allocated to channels associated with the new base station. What do you mean by hard handoff? In a hard handoff, an actual break in the connection occurs while switching from one cell to another. The radio link from the mobile station into the existing cell is broken before establishing a link with the next cell. Thus, the connection into the source is broken before or as the connection into the target is made. For this reason, such handover are also known as break before make handovers. Next question. What do you mean by soft handover or soft handoff? In soft handover, at least one of the link is kept when radio signals are added or removed to the base station. The connection into the target is established before the connection into the source is broken. Hence, this handover is called make before break. Soft handoff is more costly than hard handoff. Next question. What do you mean by fixed channel assignment? In fixed channel assignment, each cell is allocated to a predetermined set of voice channels. Any call attempt within the cell is only be served by the unused channel in that particular cell. If all the channels in the cells are occupied, the call is blocked and the subscriber doesn't receive the service. Next question, explain about dynamic channel assignment. In dynamic channel assignment, voice channels are not allocated to different cells permanently. Each time a call request is made, serving base station requests a channel from mobile switching center. The switching center then allocates a channel to the requested cell following an algorithm. Dynamic channel strategy reduces the likelihood of blocking calls, which increase the trunking capacity of the system. Next question, explain about co-channel interference. Frequency reuse implies that in a given coverage area, there are cells that use the same set of frequencies, and such cells are called co-channel cells. Interference between signals from those co-channel cells are called as co-channel interference. To reduce co-channel interference, co-channel cells must be physically separated by a minimum distance to provide sufficient isolation due to propagation. Next question, what is adjacent channel interference? Interference results from the signals which are adjacent in frequencies to the desired signal. It results from the imperfect receiver filters which allows nearby frequencies to leak into the passband. The problem can be serious if an adjacent channel user is transmitting in very close range to a subscriber's receiver. Adjacent channel interference can be minimized through careful filtering and channel assignment. Next question. Explain about dwell time. Dwell time is the time over which a call be maintained in a cell without handoff. Dwell time mainly depends on the propagation, interference, distance, and the speed. Next question, explain about cell dragging. When a user travels away from the base station at a very slow speed, the average signal strength does not decay rapidly. Even when the user has traveled well beyond the desired range of cell, the received signal at the base station may be above the handoff threshold, thus a handoff may not be made. This scenario is called cell dragging. This creates a potential interference and traffic management problems. Next question. How can we prioritize handoff? One method for prioritizing the handoff is guard channel concept. In guard channel concept, a fraction of total available channels in a cell is reserved exclusively for the handoff request from the ongoing calls which may be handed off into the cell. This method has the disadvantage of reducing the total carrier traffic as fewer channels are allocated to originating calls. Second method to prioritize handoff is the queuing of handoff. It decreases the probability of forced termination of calls. Queuing is possible due to the fact that there is a finite time interval between the time the received signal level drops below the handoff threshold and the time the call is terminated due to insufficient signal level. Also note that queuing does not guarantee a zero probability of forced termination since large delays lead to termination of calls. Next question, what do you mean by trunking? Trunking is a technique used in data communication transmission systems. It provides many users with access to a network by sharing multiple lines of frequencies instead of providing them individually. As the name implies, the system is like a tree with one trunk and many branches. The grade of service is a measure of ability of a user to access a trunked system during the busiest hour. Grade of service is a benchmark used to define the desired performance of a particular trunked system. Next question, explain about repeaters. Repeaters are used for range extension. Repeaters are radio retransmitters that provide range extension. Repeaters are bidirectional in the sense that it receives signal from the base station forward link, then amplifies it and re-radiate the base station signals into the specified coverage region. Unfortunately, the received noise and interference is also re-radiated by the repeaters on both forward and reverse link. So care must be taken to properly place the repeaters. Okay friends, I hope you all get a clear base level idea of the interview questions that come in a cellular communication based interview. If you like our class, please share with your friends. Stay tuned for the next class. Thank you all.